Today's objective is writing linear equations. We've been working with linear equations, and today we're going to use slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Just a quick reminder, the m is the slope, the b is the y-intercept. That's when x is equal to 0. And then x and y are coordinates, a point on a line, like the x and y values. So today you're going to possibly need the slope formula, and you might have to solve for b. So here's just an example. If you have the point 0, -5, and you have the slope, it's very easy to put this into slope-intercept form because we have m, so you can see I've substituted in 3 for m, and I have the y-intercept because this is where x is 0. So if x is 0, then this is the b, and you can put it in right here, -5. So y equals 3x minus 5. But the purpose of this are going to be problems when you don't have the y-intercept, when you have other points, and so you have to solve for the y-intercept and then put it into your equations. I'm going to show you examples of how to do that. So the directions say write an equation of a line using a point and a slope. So in all of these examples, I've given you the slope and I've given you a point. We have to put it into slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Now in example 1, you have the slope, but this point that you have is not the y-intercept. It's just an xy value. So I made a note, there's no b value. So what we do is we have to solve for b. We know a y value, which is 2. We know an m, which is 1. And we know an x, which is 3. So if you see, I have plugged them into my y equals, y equals m x plus b. I just want to make sure you see I brought my y down, my m, and my x. Then, oh, hi. You leaving? Yeah. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to solve for b by subtracting 3 from both sides, and I get b is -1. Once you have the b value, then you can substitute it in. Y equals mx, and my m is 1, so I have a 1, minus b, minus 1, because it's a -1. So I have written an equation using a slope and a point. Number 2. Do you want me to text you? I'm just starting.
Okay.
I don't want you to wait.
Okay.
I'll text you.
Hey guys.
Oh, Devin and Ward were talking about Lexi. Said she's really pretty. That she was very mean to them.
Heartbreaking.
So, example 2, you have a point, 3, -1. Notice it's not the y-intercept. I have a slope, 2/3. So I'm going to look, no b value. I'm going to plug it into my y equals mx plus b. Now all I've done is I've taken my y value right here, equals my m right here, my x right here, and then plus b. I need to simplify 2/3 times 3. So the way you simplify 2/3 times 3 is you multiply 2 times 3, which is 6, divided by 3, which is 2. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then I subtracted 2 from both sides, and I get b is equal to -3. Now that I have my b value, I can plug it in. Y equals mx plus b. And since it's a negative, it's going to be -3. All right, example 3. Let's do this one together. I have an m and I have a point. Now y is equal to 0, but x is not equal to 0, so I cannot use this point. I am going to substitute it into mx plus b. So I have a y value, an m, times an x value, plus b. I need to simplify -2 times -2, which is 4. So 0 equals 4 plus b. I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides, so I'm going to -4 minus 4. And b is equal to -4. Now that I have my b value and I have my m value, I can write an equation, and y equals m x plus b. Hey, Mr. Name. I'm recording. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the next example, say write an equation from 2 points. So we still are going to use y equals mx plus b. Here are your steps. First you got to find the slope. Then you got to find b. Then you're going to write an equation. So I've worked some things out for you. We know how to find slope. So I've worked out the slope already. You take your 2 points, you plug them in, y minus y over x minus x, and you find the slope. So -5 minus 3, -1 minus 3. Now I have a slope, and I want to plug it into my equation. You have to pick one of the points. It doesn't matter which point you pick. I'm just going to pick this first one. So I'm going to plug it in. So my y is 3 equals m, x is 3 plus b. 2 times 3 is 6. So 3 equals 6 plus b. You subtract 6 from both sides, and we get -3 equals b. Now that I have my b value as -3 and I have a slope, I can write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals my slope and then -3. Okay? Example 2, my 2 points. I've already found the slope. 7 minus 1, -4 minus 4, and my slope is -3/4. I'm going to use this point, and I'm going to plug it in. So my y value is 1, my slope is -3/4, my x value is 4, and then plus b. To simplify, -3/4 times 4, you multiply the top two numbers. So -3 times 4 is -12, and then -12 divided by 4 is going to be -3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides, +3 plus 3, and so my b value is 4. Once you have the b value, then we can write it in slope-intercept form. So y equals my slope, which is -3/4, x plus 4. All right, now the third one that we're going to do, I've already found the slope. I subtracted 12 minus -4, so since it's 12 minus -4, it's really +4, so I've already changed it to pluses, and I found my slope to be 2. Then I'm going to plug it into my y equals mx plus b. It doesn't matter what point you use. I'm going to use this point only because I don't want to deal with negatives. You can use the first point. Uh-oh, my phone is ringing. 12 equals m times 6 plus b. And we get 2 times 6 is 12. We're going to subtract 12 on this side, and we get b equals 0. So if b equals 0, then we're not going to write plus or minus b. So that means our equation is y equals 2x. All right? Now these last two, these are you tries. Here is a slope and a point. I want you to write an equation in y equals mx plus b. Over here you have to find b by plugging it in. Over here you have to find the slope, and then you have to find b to write an equation in slope-intercept form. I've shown you 3 examples like this, and I've shown you 3 examples like this. If you don't know what to do, then go back and rewatch them, and we'll go over this in class.